For the first time in years, a Palestinian refugee camp is under Israeli curfew. A raid that began in the early hours of Thursday in Nur Shams near Tulkarem in the north of the occupied West Bank is showing no signs of ending.
The violence in the Middle East, in Gaza in particular, has unfortunately expanded beyond Israel and Gaza and is now spilling over specifically into the West Bank, where protesters have grown significantly since the explosion at the Al-Ahli hospital. Now, the Palestinian Health Ministry has said that Israeli forces killed 7 Palestinians during raids on the Nur al-Shams refugee camp on Thursday. Health officials said that one of the victims was a 16-year-old boy, something you should keep in mind as I give you more details, especially in regard to the excuses used in regard to the killing of these individuals. The Palestinian Red Crescent said its medics treated 25 people in Nur Shams, the majority for gunshot wounds. Now, the Israeli military said in a statement that it was continuing to operate in the Nur al-Shams camp to thwart terror activity. So I'm guessing the excuse in shooting and killing a 16-year-old was that he's a terrorist, I'm sure. Now, sadly, that's just the latest in a trend of increasing violence. At least 61 people, including children, have been killed in the occupied West Bank since October 7th, when Hamas launched its unprecedented surprise assault on Israel, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health there. More than 1,250 have been injured. And just last week, armed settlers attacked an apartment, leaving 4 Palestinians dead. Here's more on that.
12-year-old Abdul Rahman can't sleep at night. His sister Rabia says he's too scared to be alone. His home in the village of Khusra, just south of Nablus, was attacked by Jewish settlers. You can see them here in this video, lobbing rocks and firing at the property, shattering the windows. Inside, the floor littered with glass, scars of bullets scraping the walls, a bleak emptiness. 4 local Palestinians were killed in this attack. On the way to their funeral the following day, 2 other locals, Ibrahim and his son Ahmed Wadi, also shot dead. Images of the lost plaster the walls in Khusra. Hani Odeh is the mayor here. His community lives in fear, he says, constantly attacked by Jewish settlers. And he says it's getting worse.
The situation is so bad. You can't even describe it. We're living in a devastating psychological state. None of us can sleep.
Now, just to give you a few more details about the funeral killings, Hani Odeh, which is Khusra's mayor, said that he had informed a member of Israel's coordinator of government activities in the territories that he was going to attend the funeral along with Ahmad and Ibrahim. Now, a few hours beforehand, the Israeli official told him to take a different route than the one they would usually take to avoid settlers in the area. But to Odeh's surprise, the road to which they were diverted was filled with settlers who eventually shot and killed Ahmad and Ibrahim in their cars. Now, Palestinians in the West Bank are increasingly worried about confrontations with some 700,000 settlers, as well as IDF soldiers. The latest killings come against the backdrop of a year in which the West Bank has seen a surge in settler attacks, including one that an Israeli military commander called a pogrom. As of mid-September this year, the United Nations had reported 798 settler-related incidents in the occupied territory, leading to 216 Palestinians injured. In the same period, Israeli forces killed 179 Palestinians in the West Bank.
Yeah. So first of all, the militant settlers in the West Bank are a scourge upon humanity, upon Israel, Gaza, and the entire region. So they're militant religious zealots that are borderline lunatics. And they think that God whispered in their ear that they should steal Palestinian land, and that somehow that brings some sort of prophecy to fruition from thousands of years ago. total, utter lunatics, okay? And they're wantonly and indiscriminately killing Palestinians left and right. Israeli police looking, Israeli IDF looking, oftentimes not doing anything about it. Guys, whenever you see a story like this, and I said it in the case of Hamas, and I'm saying it now in the case of the settlers, think about if the shoe was on the other foot. So imagine that the Palestinians are the occupying force, and the Jews are being occupied in an open air prison, a ghetto of some sort, and the Palestinians send in settlers to steal more and more Jewish land. And the settlers are nuts, they're fundamentalists, and they go around killing Jews randomly, right? And the Palestinian police go, I don't see it. Oh, you murdered people at a funeral that they were attending for the other people that you murdered, and I'm not gonna do anything about it. What would the whole world do? I would hope that the whole world would say, stop massacring, murdering Jews, innocent people for no reason, let alone the occupation. And you're gonna let these religious fundamentalist zealots just keep killing and killing and killing innocent people, firing into houses for no reason at all. I would hope the world would say that. I know America would say that. But when it's Palestinians, their lives just don't matter, right? Let's be honest, just be honest for a second if you're in America or Israel. You just don't care about their lives. So now a lot of us do, and certainly if you're in our audience, I know you do, right? But for the people in power, those poor folks living in the West Bank, let alone Gaza now, no one cares about them. And those maniac settlers can go kill them anytime they like and almost always get away with it. So what are they supposed to do, man? End the occupation. The occupation is indefensible morally, totally, utterly indefensible. The only defense for it is, Palestinians are savages and they'll never not be violent. So we have to oppress them and put our boot on their neck for 56 straight years. But you see how they're the violent ones. No, I don't. The occupation is by definition gross, horrific violence. And how much can people take of their dignity being crushed every single day? Oh, you think you're in charge of your own lives? No, you're not. I'll cut your water anytime I want. I'll cut your electricity, I'll cut food, I'll cut medical supplies. I'll cut electricity to your hospital so the grandmothers and the babies die. But what? You guys are the savages. Savages, right?
So, you know what's interesting is over the last week, something I've been thinking about a lot was the George W. Bush era and what the United States justly received a lot of backlash and criticism for. I thought about the incidents at Abu Ghraib. I thought about torture. All of those things the United States government was and should have been condemned for. But it is amazing to me that as we watch these scenes in the West Bank and certainly in the Gaza Strip, which is just the indiscriminate bombing of residential areas, indiscriminate bombing that has led to a higher death toll in regard to Palestinian civilians. There's really a giant movement in the country right now to go after anyone who condemns that.
Yeah, well, come for me.
Okay, anyone who calls for a ceasefire. And look, let me just be clear. There are some groups that are calling for a ceasefire and they have said things that I disagree with, including in some cases justifying what Hamas did. I do not in any way justify what Hamas did, and we condemned Hamas very aggressively on the show. However, calling for a ceasefire in order to save human lives is not some terrible, abhorrent thing. And the fact that the United States government is so aggressively against that, it just amazes me. It really amazes me.
Yeah, and look, it's not gonna stand. You got morons like Nate Silver out there now saying, oh no, I bet this is super popular with the American people, even young Americans. I bet they really support Biden's helping Israel crush and kill the civilians of Gaza. Yeah, do the poll, Nate. I said it on social media, do the poll, I'll bet with you. And the bet is, whoever's wrong has to say they know nothing about polling and nothing about politics. Can you imagine getting me to say that? Come on, let's take the bet. 18 to 29-year-olds. No, what's gonna happen, this is the only piece of good news, guys, is that the young people in this country can't stand this anymore. And they don't wanna be morally complicit in this death, destruction, and occupation. We're done. And by the way, a lot of times led by Jewish Americans saying, enough, I can't stand it. This isn't, you don't speak for me. This isn't what I want. And I don't want, just like I hate what Hamas did, because not only because of what it did to those poor innocent civilians in Israel, but also because of the stain that it leaves on all Muslims. And the same is what young Jewish Americans are now saying in the country, which is, don't put the stain on me. I didn't sign up for this occupation, and I hate it. Stop the occupation, stop brutalizing these poor people. So right now, Israel has already killed twice as many innocent civilians, Palestinians in Gaza, as Hamas killed innocent civilians in Israel. So my question to the American government is, when is it enough? Is 4 times as many Palestinian civilians enough? Is 10 times, 20 times? How much murder and death does America want?
Well, let's be clear.
By the way, can I just say one more thing, Anna? And how much does it fund? Not only are they sending billions of dollars more to Israel now, what the hell do they need that for? They have the biggest military in the area. We already send them more money than we send anyone else. Does it look like they need more bombs? But now there's apparently a package they are considering for Ukraine and Israel of $100 billion. My answer to that is hell no, no way.
I would just like the US government to change their go-to default statement that we hear over and over again to be a little more accurate. So they love to say Israel has a right to defend itself, okay? Change it to what it really is. The United States government will take finite resources from the American people and fund a brutal bombing campaign that Israel wants to carry out in the Gaza Strip that will just brutalize and murder all sorts of innocent Palestinian civilians while simultaneously conflating them with Hamas. Just tell the truth, because that is what the situation really is. See, for me, seeing what happened to Israeli civilians disgusted me and made me so angry to my core. But I do not understand how anyone can watch what's happening in Gaza right now and somehow think those innocent civilians are different. They're less important, their lives don't matter. Whether we're talking about an Israeli child or a Palestinian child, they are children who do not deserve the disgusting war and brutality that they are experiencing right now. But apparently people have mask off, total mask off.
Yeah.
Total mask off. This war has really shown me that all of the endless, preaching about equality, we need to work toward equality. That's the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
They don't really care about equality.
Nothing.
When push comes to shove, when it goes outside of just engaging in tokenism, okay, they're not really about equality. Because as those Palestinian children are being bombed to death, they've got no problem with it. In fact, they'll come after me for speaking out against what's happening. Because we're not supposed to speak out against it, Cenk. Israel has a right to defend itself. Yeah. How exactly is this defending itself?
Yeah, so let me address that in a couple of ways. So first of all, on the hostages, it doesn't look like there's any effort being made.
They don't care about the hostages.
So they're bombing the tunnels. Okay, I get the military idea behind bombing the tunnels, but not when Hamas has the hostages. The hostages are almost definitely in the tunnels. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you bombing the tunnels that the hostages are almost definitely in?
There's literally American civilians, American citizens in the Gaza Strip right now who are trapped as we speak. And you have the United States government coming after anyone who dares question the bombing campaign that Israel is carrying out right now. So do you care about the American citizens at all? Do they matter? Apparently they don't even matter.
Look, guys, none of this makes any sense other than collective punishment. Because, okay, they moved everybody to the south. They dislocated 1 million people. Clear war crime. Pillar, cornerstone of genocide.
Turks did that to Armenians, by the way.
And I talked
Turks did that to the Armenians. Okay, so if you're coming at us about the Armenian genocide, okay, which by the way, we talked about on the show endlessly, you can't then turn around and provide cover for the same behavior that's being carried out by the Israeli government.
So
disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
So they commit that war crime, they move people, and now they're bombing in the south. Because guys, what is Hamas going to do? If you're targeting Hamas, why would you move everybody to the south? You think Hamas is just gonna stay in the north and they're just gonna keep the hostages in the north? And they're gonna be like, oh, Israel's coming with ground troops. Great, we'll keep the hostages here so they can come and rescue them. No, they're gonna move them to the south. And then once they move them to the south, inside the tunnels, Israel is gonna bomb the south. And they're gonna bomb the tunnels, and they're already doing it. So this is so dumb. Well, it isn't dumb. Let's be honest about what it is. This is not a military operation.
No.
This is just killing enough Palestinians so that it's collective punishment. And let me finish that thought, one extra step. So guys, what is the theoretical end game here? The stated goal of Israel is ridiculous. The Israeli right-wing government, let's be clear. They say, until the Palestinians give up leadership of Hamas, that Hamas no longer represents them. How would they even tell you that? There's no, Hamas ended democracy, there's no voting. How could they possibly tell you that they are no longer represented by Hamas? It's an unanswerable question on purpose, because Netanyahu just wants to kill them. Come on, keep it real. Israel had the moral high ground, which it unfortunately hasn't had for over 50 years. Our hearts went out to Israel and we were all on Israel's side. And now Netanyahu burned the moral high ground to the ground. And so, all right, look, Anna's 100% right, mask off moment. I see all over social media people like frothing at the mouth going, kill them, kill the Palestinians. And you know you're doing that if you're out there, if you're a right winger. Great, congratulations.
It's not just right wingers.
I got you,
keep
but
it real.
But keep it real, it's mainly right wingers, okay? So, and those guys, okay, now we know who you are. Right wing's not for war. No, you're warmongers. The minute anybody's being killed, you're there for the party, okay? So you're there with bells on. Just check out my Twitter account. They're so excited to murder Muslims.
Listen, the right wing is the right wing, okay? I know what to expect from them. But right now, the Democratic Party controls the White House. The Democratic Party controls the White House. And whether you're talking about a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter. If George W. Bush were in the White House right now, it doesn't matter that Biden's in the White House right now, same. When it comes to Israel, same. They shut their brains off. Israel has a right to defend itself. Israel has a right, yes, we will fund the war. We will give you anything you want, yes. Do you know how disgusted I feel knowing that our bombs are being dropped on on Palestinian civilians right now? You have the Arab world chanting death to America. And it makes me feel so sick to my stomach to know that they see us as complicit, us American citizens, as complicit in the brutality that is being carried out against the Palestinian people in the Gaza Strip right now. As the daughter of ancestors who suffered a genocide, you have no idea how disgusted I am with my government in just supporting anything the Israeli government wants to do. Do I believe that the Israeli government should be able to root out Hamas and conduct military operations specifically targeting Hamas? Yes, I do. I do agree with that. I don't agree with what the Israeli government is currently doing in the Gaza Strip. I don't agree with what the Israeli government had been doing in the West Bank and continues to do to the West Bank. I don't agree with it, but we don't have a voice because dare we speak out against it? We don't believe in Israel's right to exist. All sorts of nonsense, made up accusations just meant to intimidate and silence us.
It's not gonna work.
I don't play that game. Okay, when I see something wrong, I'm gonna speak out against it. What's happening in the Gaza Strip right now is wrong. And if anyone's disgusted with me saying it, just consider what I think of you for supporting what's happening.
Yeah, look, Palestinians are human beings. If you don't think so, you're a monster. So, and if you say killing them is no big deal, you don't think their lives matter. So that's just a fact. So I won't go to Israel until they end the occupation. I think you're crazy to go to Israel or spend any money or do anything related to Israel until they end the occupation. If 56 years isn't enough, that means it's never going to be enough. They're gonna keep those people as prisoners for the rest of our lives. And I can't stand it, I can't stomach it. It's the core evil in this situation. I'm so sorry that that government has done that. But I didn't do it. That government did it. And whether it's the American government or my original country of origin, Turkey, those two governments have done a lot of evil. They've done a lot of great things. They've done a lot of terrible things. You have to have the courage to call out your own side. And in this case, how long are you going to occupy them?
It's not gonna end, Cenk.
It's not gonna end because you don't think Palestinians are human beings. If you thought they were just like you, if you thought they were your kids or your aunts or uncles, you would never do this to them and you would never allow it. So no, America is totally wrong. The American government, not the people, the government, totally wrong in sending more bombs to kill more Palestinians. Sorry, we don't agree. No, under no conditions. So you want to defend yourself, we're all on board. You want to kill wanton, indiscriminate death of Palestinians? What Hamas did is barbaric. When you kill twice as many innocent civilians, what does that make you?
If you enjoyed this video, that's because of our members. They make us independent, they make us strong, and they make us honest. Become a member today by hitting the join button below.